Gospel singer, bassist, producer, and songwriter Fred Hammond is famous. His deep voice and unique blend of gospel with R&B, jazz, and high hop have made him a modern gospel icon. Hammond's unique music and touching words about faith and hope have long inspired audiences. His 40-year career showcases his artistic talent and commitment to a spiritual growth ministry. Musically rich Detroit, Michigan was the birthplace of Fred Hammond on December 27, 1960. The music around Hammond as a child helped him develop his talent. Hearing church music early on motivated him to join his church choir, where he improved his singing and bass playing. These early years gave Hammond a love of gospel music and a strong faith that shaped his life and career. One of Hammond's first musical loves was the bass guitar, which provides rhythm to songs. He studied hard to master his work's complex rhythms and soulful beats. To define his sound, Hammond learned to work with singers and create a full, harmonious sound playing bass in church. He learned to listen to the worship and adjust his playing to satisfy spiritual demands when he played in church. He eventually used this expertise to create an intimate and impactful worship setting in his live performances. He improved his singing at church. When Fred Hammond joined the chorus, his gospel career took off. He mastered harmony, pitch control, and vocal emotion. The church gave him a secure space to experiment with his voice and style with supportive peers. Choir also showed him how unique talent is combined to create something greater. When gospel music was primarily traditional, commissioned a breakthrough gospel ensemble that would shape the genre in the 1980s and 1990s. By mixing gospel with R&B, jazz, and funk, Commission introduced modern sounds. Hammond's work with Commission modernized gospel music and established the framework for his solo career, allowing him to explore religion topics. Commission challenged gospel music traditions and brought a fresh viewpoint with his unique musical voice. A younger generation of gospel listeners liked the group's blend of urban music and spiritual lyrics. Commission blended soulful vocals with innovative arrangements to appeal to both traditional gospel fans and contemporary R&B fans. Hammond's bassist and vocalist skills gave the group's sound more depth, making it easier to reach a wide audience. He also wrote and arranged for Commission, shaping the group's sound and message. Listeners identified with his commissioned songs of struggle, optimism, and faith. Personal redemption was the theme of Running Back to You, and Ordinary Just Won't Do. Fred Hammond's ability to articulate spiritual topics in clear, loving words was a strength in Commissioned. This touched emotional levels beyond gospel messages. After leaving Commission in the mid-1990s and establishing a solo career, Hammond became a gospel music legend, using the clarity and depth he had established with Commissioned. Commissioned Hammond used modern sounds with genuinely spiritual lyrics to reach a large audience, bringing gospel music forward. Pages of Life chapters Whammy 1000, 998, Purpose by Design 2000, and Love Unstoppable 2009, his solo CDs, showcased his distinctive musical style and passion to conveying faith. Was a turning point in Hammond's solo career. It was a studio recording and a live performance, combining sophisticated production with worship fervor. This format allowed him to capture the passion and community experience of live worship, creating a personal and big album. One of the most popular gospel CDs was Pages of Life. Deep lyrics, Passionate vocal arrangements and Hammond's forceful playing made Let the Praise Begin and We're Blessed church music classics. Pages of Life delighted Hammond. It emphasized thanksgiving, heavenly protection, and praise in adverse times. As with Hammond's music, the album's live recordings immersed fans in devotion. He became a gospel music legend and acquired non-gospel followers. Hammond's 2000 album Purpose by Design solidified his style and message. Pages of Life demonstrated his studio live blend. Deep, introspective, divine themes dominated Purpose by Design, mission, and self-discovery. Hammond's album lyrics encouraged listeners to follow God and find their mission, which will resonate with those seeking spiritual fulfillment and meaning. Hammond views faith as a journey full of personal obstacles directed by God, as shown in songs like Give Me a Clean Heart and When You Praise. As his newest CD, Love Unstoppable, proved how Hammond could adapt his sound while staying committed to his message of hope, love, and divine faithfulness. He was still influencing gospel music. The album's mix of modern and traditional gospel showed Hammond's versatility and dedication to reaching all audiences. Positive themes characterized Love Unstoppable, God's infinite love and how it may aid us through hardships. Songs like They That Wait, composed with gospel performer John, emphasize patience and trusting God's timing. These tunes resonate with those in trouble. Best Thing That Ever Happened was about Hammond's trip and faith's appreciation for God's presence. Unstoppable celebrated faith's inspiration. Sustain is a Hammond favorite. Each CD added to his legacy and influenced gospel music. Hammond's blend of gospel and modern music made it more accessible to a new generation. Hammond became a hero by writing about real-life hardships which connected with those going through similar experiences. Hammond inspires and plays music. Hammond has always used live instrumentation on his albums. Unlike many others who use computer production, since he plays bass, he wants his music to sound real. Live instruments bring Hammond's music to life, revealing its depth and richness. Live bass, drums, keyboards, and horns give Hammond's songs a rich, layered sound, setting a high standard for gospel music. Live recordings, real-time performances, and a variety of instruments give Hammond's music vibrancy and authenticity, making worship feel alive. This is difficult to capture in studio records. Hammond's music feels like a live worship session due to its dynamic nature. Hammond connects the recording studio and the church with this way, letting his music reach everyone. Hammond's music is popular in churches and community gatherings for its dramatic worship experience. His emphasis on live instrumentation and true worship suits his purpose to utilize music as a ministry by writing songs that enable people to connect spiritually and reflect on their life. A top gospel music prize, the Stellar Awards have been handed since 1,984 African American artists for genre contributions. Hammond has won Stellar Awards for singing, producing, and composing. His Stellar Awards wins and nominations demonstrate his influence on gospel music and his commitment to create albums like Pages of Life, Chapters 1 and 2 with uplifting songs. Hammond earned Stellar Awards for his innovative blend of modern and gospel elements in Two and Purpose by Design. These prizes accompanied Fred's Stellar Prizes. The Gospel Music Association's Dove Award is a distinguished Christian music award. Congratulations to Hammond. Gospel, modern Christian, and worship musicians are honored by the Dove Awards. Hammond's success highlights his cross-genre appeal and universal messages. Fred Hammond's Grammy Award nomination proves he is a gospel music pioneer with broad appeal. The Grammys, one of the most prestigious music awards, recognize brilliance in all genres. Gospel is a minor genre in the Grammys, but Hammond's nomination proves he can transcend genres, traditional borders, and reach listeners across genres. Hammond's Grammy nomination recognized his musical talent and his involvement in updating gospel music by integrating modern sounds without sacrificing spirituality. That puts him near some of the world's most famous musicians recognize his gospel music contributions to the music industry. His Grammy nomination helped non-gospel music fans discover his craft and message. The founding of Fred Hammond's record label, Face to Face Productions, changed his career. Act 2. Hammond used face-to-face production to realize his spiritual and artistic objectives without large label restraints. Hammond was ready to change careers after succeeding with his employer, controlled all his musical ventures. He was free to write music that revealed his religion and gave listeners real worship experiences. Face-to-face productions let Hammond experiment with gospel music. Hammond valued trying new sounds and styles to make gospel music more accessible to modern audiences. He combined R&B, jazz, and hip-hop into gospel music to reach a wide audience while focusing on worship and dedication. Creating his own label helped Hammond launch Radical for Christ and leave a lasting mark. Hammond founded Radical for Christ, a collection of skilled musicians and singers who desired to compose compelling modern worship music, along with face-to-face productions, and miracle music, who would make the compelling music. Radical for Christ is known for its vibrant, emotional concerts and collective worship. People who desired to worship more spiritually liked the songs praise, thanksgiving, and reliance on God. Hammond led face-to-face productions and Radical for Christ to open up and innovate gospel music. Hammond's emphasis on live instrumentation and collaboration gave Radical for Christ's music a vibrant, organic feel. Using honest, passionate praise music, Radical for Christ motivated a generation of worship leaders and musicians to thrive while staying true to their beliefs. One of Fred Hammond's most famous songs, No Weapon, is a strong expression of faith and strength in life's struggles. The lyrics quote Isaiah 54:17, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." God's safety comforts believers in harsh circumstances, as this scripture shows. Many find consolation in No Weapon, which reminds them of God's promises and ability to defend them. We're Blessed, another Hammond song, is a favorite for praising God's blessings. According to Deuteronomy 28:03-6, "Blessed in the city, we're blessed in the field," is a joyous affirmation of God's benefits everywhere. This song celebrates appreciation and God's presence in all aspects of life. Let the Praise Begin is a call to worship that encourages praise and submission. Many congregations use Let the Praise Begin to start a worship service due to its energetic beats, catchy lyrics, and uplifting music. No Weapon, We're Blessed, Let the Praise Begin, and others are global worship anthems. Most religions and cultures employ Hammond's music in services to unite people through faith, protection, and thanks. Because his music inspires optimism and spiritual reflection, churches worldwide use it. His songs comfort and uplift believers worldwide. Fred Hammond's life has been difficult despite his music fame. He struggled with his 2004 divorce from Kim. This was extremely challenging for him because of his own anguish and the difficulty of sharing such a life-changing event publicly. Hammond's life and deeds were scrutinized as a gospel singer, and his separation was significant. His divorce was a major setback that made him question his life and beliefs. Hammond felt grief, disappointment, and vulnerability after the divorce. He has said in interviews that it was challenging and that he had to rely on his religion more than ever. Before his divorce, which humbled him and forced him to face the issues of balancing family, profession, and identity in a raw and public way. Hammond's music has always been about redemption, resilience, and God's love, and this meditation allowed him to explore those themes more deeply. After the divorce, Hammond began singing about his pain instead of denying it. His CDs after the breakup focused on healing, resilience, and hope, giving individuals going through harsh times hope. Audiences enjoyed his honesty and could identify to his challenges. Hammond healed himself and inspired others by being honest about his grief. Healing for others. Hammond's divorce made him a more empathetic artist and person. He has talked about how it taught him about God's love and grace even in tremendous pain over the years. Hammond helped many in similar situations find hope and certainty via his music and testimony. Openly discussing his issues let his listeners recognize him as a gospel singer and a human who struggles with grief, doubt, and healing. Fred Hammond's knees caused his health issues. As a dynamic stage performer, these physical issues hindered his performance and movement. The effects affected Hammond and his audience emotionally. The pain and discomfort from his knee troubles could affect his mental and spiritual health as well. Over the years, Hammond had many surgeries to repair these issues due to his demanding public profession. His body suffered from the surgery, and rehabilitation was slow and arduous. His health issues didn't stop him from performing or making art, though. Many of his supporters were inspired by Hammond's faith in God and his determination to keep going despite his physical limitations. Fred Hammond has left a lasting mark on gospel music. He modified the genre by a unique musical style that appeals to all ages, combines modern sounds with spiritual roots. His ability to turn personal problems into inspiring gospel music has made him popular. Through support songs, Fred Hammond, an artist, worship leader, and religious person, has helped many people discover strength, hope, and healing. Gospel music will never forget him for inspiring young people to faith in God's power despite their problems.